We're back with more Nemo Nation live on RadioNemo.com, iHeartRadio, and streaming on YouTube. Dave, Jimmy, take it away.
Thank you very much. By the way, Marc Brune is joining us this morning of Mentor Mentee. I wish we had more time to talk with Michael Freeze. I wish we had more time to talk with everybody, but we want to get you guys reading, thinking, and engaging, by the way. Marc Brune, by the way, is the business development manager over at Mentor Mentee. I want you guys to go there. Mentor Mentee, that's MENTEE.com. You can find them on LinkedIn on the same handle, and you can find them on Facebook, the Book of Face itself, Mentor Mentee. Marc, good morning to you, man. Welcome to your first edition of Nemo Nation, sir.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It is an absolute honor and thrill to be on, and I'm looking forward to talking technicians with you.
Fantastic, Marc. This is Dave, and good morning again. Earlier in the program, we were talking about the fact that you were coming on, and I did a little research, and I did not know this. Mentor, the word mentor, comes from the name of a character in Homer's Odyssey going back to ancient Greece. Mentor was a guy that was helping Telemachus, do his thing in Homer's work. So that the idea of mentorship, and then of course you have a mentor, you have a mentee, that goes back to ancient times. Homer didn't come up with that idea. That idea was already there. So what you're talking about goes back to the earliest days of human existence. And I'm not trying to be, really weird here, but it really does.
Profound.
Profound, yeah.
No, you hit the nail on the head. And it's a beautiful thing. Mentoring is indeed as pretty much as old as humanity itself. And so when we look at the modern age of the diesel industry, obviously there's a heavy focus on technology, but we believe that getting back to some of our more human roots and unlocking that, not only for the folks, but for the profitability of a shop, is not only the right thing to do, it is the only thing to do when we look 5, 10, and 20 years out.
When I got into trucking radio, it was 1971, Mark, and the shade tree mechanic was still working on that truck under that tree, literally as well as figuratively, back in those days. And it seems as if through my 50 years of history on the side of the road here, talking to guys in those trucks, it sort of had its ups and downs, but I think going back to the 50s, 60s, and then into the 70s, mentorship was almost a given in this industry, where the older guy would help the younger guy. You always have these idiots that, well, you can't tell me nothing. I know everything. I'm 21 years old. You got all of that. But there has been an ebb and a flow, I think, of mentorship in this industry. Tell me where I'm wrong there, as Jimmy Mac would say, because I don't know if that's correct, but it was my own observation.
I think that's fair. Early on, in diesel and automotive, there was definitely some more natural mentoring relationships. And a lot of times that started with a father and a son working in the garage on vehicles that could be worked in the garage at the time. Mm-hmm. Now that the industry's gone heavy towards technology and advanced systems, everything from in-cab to on the road, that mentoring requires so much knowledge transfer that added level of support, structure, and planning is needed. So yeah, I think you're spot on. It's just a different ballgame when we look at the industry today.
So mentormentee.com. We were just talking with Michael Freeze of Transport Topics, and he was talking about the issue of how the C-suite talks to the technicians, talks to the tech guys, and figuring out a common vocabulary. One of the things that always gets lost in mentorship when it doesn't happen is that people don't have the vocabulary to actually enter into a market, into an employment arena. So developing a vocabulary is what a mentor does. They share their language with the mentee. Can you talk a little bit how Mentor Mentee does that in the field of diesel technicians? What's the process? What do you do and how do you do it?
Sure thing. So one of the things that we try to do is, help turn the warm and fuzzy of mentoring into cold hard cash for owners from the top down. And when we look at the high level leadership, we're running a business, and a lot of times those are publicly traded. So making sure that, the technicians themselves see the ROI of their efforts and can communicate that up is important. But more than anything for us, when you look at the cost of rehiring and retraining when you lose a technician, it's pretty significant, in the tens of thousands. And if we go out and just start hiring away experienced guys that aren't the most vetted, a lot of times we're going to overpay for some bad habits and maybe even bad attitudes. So the way that we do it is, from day one, we help local level leaders really build out meaningful career pathways, starting from entry level technician up to master level techs that can get more specialized. But then we help those technicians on site who maybe want to take that step into leadership, help train them on how to be a mentor, and then help pair up with new guys and gals that are just coming into the industry, and not only want that help and guidance, they crave it more than anything. So that's really a few of the nuts and bolts there.
The follow-up to that is, and you open the door for this, we'd love to have you on the education station as well, the wealth of institutional knowledge that many people who are experts at doing things often can't be translated into their explaining of things. Can you talk a little bit how you guys work on soft skills and teaching skills, how you mentor the potential mentors, what you look for and what makes for a good mentor, and how you fill in the gaps when all of those things aren't present?
Sure thing. And when you look at technicians across the board, everybody's a little bit different in terms of what they want, how they communicate, how they learn. The two things that we educate the leaders we work with when it comes to finding a mentor is, are they willing to do it, and are they able to do it? And I'll give you an example. I know we're on the radio, which is probably a good thing for me, but I'm willing to be on the cover of GQ magazine. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to do it. When we look at technicians, right, we want to make sure that not only are they willing to take that chance, and ideally with a plan and structure that compensates them for their time, but do they have the ability to slow down and take these skills and bits and pieces of knowledge that they've been doing subconsciously for a while and consistently communicate that to new technicians, also without getting too upset too early on. So beyond anything, if they're willing and able, we're already in the game pretty strong.
I heard something made me laugh the other day. Somebody said, in America, you have the right to remain silent. It just seems that a lot of people lack the ability to do so. Sorry, I had to slip that in there really quickly. And also to kind of follow up on that, and I just kind of want to go back to the basic ground root of it all. I am a young potential diesel technician. I would like to pursue that as as a profession. I need to somehow get mentors. Take me through the process as how I'm somebody 18, 19 years old, looking to make a mark, looking to move into the industry. How does Mentor Mentee, with engagement with the platform, the website, what you guys do, what does that process look like for a youngster looking to couple with a company looking to actually have a long-term employee?
Sure thing. So for those, young folks that are just coming in, and this kind of to line it up with the shop owner or the service leader, the first place they're going to go is Google. Nowadays, the second place they're probably going to go is an AI platform, right? So it's so important, to attract those folks coming in, that the first thing that they see when they come to your site is that you've either got a mentoring apprenticeship program that's going to help them earn while they learn, maybe even sprinkle in some tool packages as well, tuition reimbursement if possible, but help them understand that, hey, it is a learning curve coming in, but the career opportunities, both from, a personal meaning side, from a financial freedom side, are there. And if they see that within, their backyard at a local shop or anything else, that's a huge shift towards their mindset of actually coming in and getting over some of those initial fears of starting up. And that's exactly what we help shop owners and service leaders understand and work to implement.
Marc Brune has joined us this morning. I can't believe how fast this goes by. There's so much more to talk about. Promise us, as we ask all of our great guests, that you'll come back at some point sooner rather than later.
Of course, be honored to.
By the way, he's the business development manager at Mentor Mentee. You can find them at mentormentee.com, and it's there that he partners with service leaders to build structured technician development programs that improve retention, ramp up speed, and service profitability. Thank you so much, Marc. As I said, welcome back anytime.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Marc.